Hey guys, I'm Becky from Book Bite Reviews and welcome back to another reading vlog. As you can tell from the title, this is a spoiler-filled reading vlog for Heir of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. I am so excited about this book. I have already started it. I started it today and just forgot to start this vlog because I'm also in the middle of the magical readathon. So yes, I'm up to chapter 4. I'm hoping to read a big chunk of this today, but I wanted to go ahead and start this vlog, number one, because, you know, I need to, but also because at the very first word of chapter 4 is Manon. I have been waiting to meet her. I'm so excited. I have a really big feeling that I'm going to absolutely love her. Hopefully that expectation is met. But yes, so I am so excited to get back into this book. I feel like for book 2, I wasn't really excited. I think because Celaena was going to be the champion and have to kill people and do what the king says, so I really wasn't looking forward to it. But luckily the book kind of like turned around and turned out that she wasn't killing people like she told the king. Whereas this one, we're in a whole new adventure. We have just met Rowan, so I'm very excited, and we're still getting points of view of what's happening back at the palace from Kale so far. So, I'm so excited. So excited. But yeah, like all the other vlogs, I will be checking in and giving you guys my thoughts as I read this. It will be spoiler filled, so if you haven't read this or don't want to be spoiled for anything, please look away, come back later. But otherwise, let's get into it. One thing that I'm not really looking forward to is it kind of seems like from other like slightly spoilery but not really vague comments that have been made about this series is that I'm going to end up hating Kale. Like, everyone ends up hating Kale. Everyone, like, you mention Kale and they're like, ugh. So, is this going to be another Tamlin situation where I'm rooting for the wrong guy again? I mean, obviously she doesn't get with him. I was spoiled that Aelin gets with Rowan, and now that we know that Celaena is Aelin, hello. But is Kale a bad guy? Or is he going to be a dick? Like, I don't know, but I'm excited to find out. But alright guys, I will check in hopefully soon. Hey guys, it is Friday morning and I want to give you some more thoughts before I head off to work because I'm planning on reading a lot more while at work. I am currently on page 214 and a whole lot has happened. First of all, I have met Manon. Fucking love her. Just like I thought, I am obsessed with her. I love her so much. I did spoil a little small part because they were picking their wyverns, their dragons, and she kept talking about how she wanted Titus, and I was like, wait, I thought she had Abraxos. So then I looked up, you know, what's the name of Manon's dragon, and it's like Abraxos, and I'm like, okay, well, we haven't even like seen, met, heard of an Abraxos. So then like I kind of like scrolled down a little bit and there was like a Wikipedia page for Abraxos and it was like Manon picks Abraxos after it gets into a fight with Titus and Manon jumps in, and I'm like, oh no. So I kind of knew like something's gonna happen with Titus. For some reason she picks Abraxos, and honestly I'm so here for it. I really love that like they chose each other in a way, and I just love Manon's attitude about everything of like, you know, I'm gonna be better than you because I am better than you. I've always known I'm better than you. All these people, including my grandma, are gonna be fools once they realize that this dragon is the perfect dragon and such an underdog. Like, I just love it. We have also seen some things from Kale. So he has now teamed up with, I can't think of how you say his name. I think it's Aiden. Which is Celaena / Aelin's cousin. they thought that he was like under the spell of the king, but he knew all along because he's a fae, like there's something wrong about this ring, and got rid of it. He's actually a good guy. He's just like been putting on this front until he can like get his land and people back. But Kale has told him that Aelin is alive. He hasn't told him who Aelin is. Or wait, I think he does know now. Yeah, he totally knows. Yeah, he like literally just told him like a chapter ago. Yeah, so he has told him who Aelin is, and I feel like the reason we're going to end up hating Kale is because I'm getting hints of, like, he's going to throw Aelin / Celaena under the bus in order to save and protect Dorian. And while, yeah, that could piss me off, on the other hand, it's like, they have been best friends since they were little. Like, of course he's going to choose him over this girl who broke up with him, and he just met. Like, hello? Bros before hoes. So I don't know. I'm not feeling that mad about it, but I guess we'll have to see how this exactly plays out, if that's what happens that makes me hate him. Also, I'm really loving Celaena / Aelin's journey with Rowan. It's brutal. Like, he has like punched her in the face and all this stuff, but they're like training, and this is just like how it is. But it's weird. I feel like there's also a really big disconnect because he doesn't know the truth about like her upbringing since she was 10 years old. So I feel like once he realizes like what is stopping her from changing and all that, then, you know, that's kind of where like the friendship will take place. They've already gotten a little bit friendlier, but yeah. I'm loving this book, guys. When I started the second book, I was like hesitant. I, for some reason, just really wasn't wanting to read it, and it took a while for me to kind of get into it. This one, from page 1, I've loved it. I've loved every second of this book so far. So I'm definitely going to get it done this weekend, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen next. When I get home from work, I'll have to like go through my tabs and see if there's anything else that I wanted to like update you guys on in my spoiler thoughts. But I'm so here for this book. I just love it. But alright, I have to get to work right now, so see you later. Hey guys, it is Saturday. I'm about to leave to go to my little cousin's 6th birthday party, but before I do that, I wanted to update you guys. I am currently on page 270, so I'm about 59% of the way through the book. And I just want to update you and talk about the different things that are happening in this book. Number 1, I feel like with books 1 and 2, while we have multiple points of view, it's all centered around like the same plot line, getting the insights of what each character is doing when they're not together. However, with this one, we have very different points of view. So we have Celaena / Elentania / Aelin, who is with Rowan in... crap, what is that continent called? Can't think of it. I don't have the book in front of me. But they're there training so that she can get information from Maeve in order to figure out how to defeat the king. Then we have Dorian, who is in the castle at home. Then we have Kale, who's doing all this sneaky stuff, who is at the castle but then like usually out on the streets. And then we have Manon, who is at the Fang Mountains with the wyverns. So like 3 different continents. They will eventually merge because they're all working towards the same goal, but just very different plots happening in this book, and I'm living for it. It is so good, and it's done so well. I think that Sarah J. Maas has ended each chapter before it changes point of view at the perfect time, like at the perfect like cliffhanger point, so that when you go back, it's like, oh yeah, I was super interested in this, but like everybody has a super interesting way that their chapter ends. So no matter whose point of view you're reading, it's like, oh yeah, I really want to read this. My spoiler thoughts so far on what I'm reading. Rowan and Aelin are, well, she doesn't want to be called Aelin, so I guess I'll just keep calling her Celaena. Rowan and Celaena are warming up to each other a little bit, just a tiny bit. I just finished a scene where they are running to go and talk to people in this town because another body has shown up, and like that whole scene of them being like very playful Really liked that. I really like that Selena didn't end up leaving, because I really feel like this group, this house that she's staying in, are going to become kind of like a family. I'm pretty sure that they're her people. So yeah, I'm really interested to see how that all develops. Then we have Dorian, and he is currently in this like weird kind of relationship with a healer. And we're also getting her point of view, which is also really cool. On one hand, I'm like really excited for them, but on the other, like, I'm really worried that he's just with her because he feels guilty for not noticing her before and because she reminds him so much of Selena. I don't know if that's healthy. Hopefully it works out for them, but I don't know. Then we have Kale, who, again, I just don't know how to feel. Right now I still like him. You know, he's doing things in order to help Selena. He doesn't hate her for who she has become, or for who she really is, I guess. But she doesn't know that. And I feel like things with her and Rowan are going to progress, and then maybe that's when I end up hating Kale, is because maybe he's going to be a total dick when he realizes that she's moved on. I don't blame him, but I guess we'll see what his reaction is. I really, really like what we're getting from Aiden. I feel like he's like, at first when we first met him, I'm like, ew, I hate him. But he's such like a super secret soft boy, and I just love him. I love seeing like the little snippets of like his raw side when we get his point of view. I loved the scene that we got from Selena about a memory she had of them talking when her parents are in their bedroom talking about maybe sending her away. And I just, I love that. And I'm a little worried because, so they're cousins. So are technically Selena and Rowan. Don't know why that has to be. But her and Rowan are like very far removed cousins, and they're like basically cousins. Like, if you follow all the different family lines, yeah, they would probably be somehow related. But her and Aiden are like definitely cousins. And I don't know where his loyalty ends. Is it she's his best friend and queen, or is it more? Does he have deeper feelings? I don't know. And who's our last point of view? Oh, how could I forget? Manon. Oh my god, guys. Okay, so she has picked Abraxos. Loved that. And I love, like, if this whole book was just Manon and this plot, I would be totally cool with that. I really, really like her. I really love that she's such a strong, independent badass and can easily just like push her emotions and feelings behind. And now that she's with Abraxos and trying to like train him and make him become the best he can be and kind of like give him his freedom back, I kind of like the little small joy that she's getting out of this, even though she's not supposed to feel happiness. She's just supposed to be like, you know, mean, cranky, a killer. But she's got feelings too, and I just love it. I love it. I love everything about this. But yeah, I think that's everything I have to say right now. So I'm going to go ahead and get on the road, and I will see you guys later. Hey guys, so it is Sunday. Ignore my messy hair. I am obviously still in bed, haven't taken out my braids or anything, but I want to update you because I am going to finish this book today. I am on page 379. I'm 68% of the way through. Dorian is now sleeping with this healer. They're not having sex, but they are sleeping in the same bed together. I just don't know how this is going to end. She's also sneaking information to someone else, so I feel like he's going to see it as a betrayal, blah, 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 blah. Kale made a comment about how he doesn't want to pick a side because his loyalty is with the prince, and that at the end of the day this is still his kingdom and he doesn't want innocents to be hurt. And so Aiden kind of like got in his ass and was like, you don't have time for not making choices. And Dorian also said something to him about how he loves Selena, but Selena, not Aelin, and that he sees her magic as like a darkness and that he can't choose to be with her and not love her for who she is. I think that was really important and insightful to say, and it's true because Kale isn't loving her magic side. And even like with Dorian, he's like, we have to find a way to hide it, you know, like that's problematic.
I can see why people don't like Kale. I'm starting to kind of feel that way towards him because he's just trying to like hide and run away from everything. You know, like he sent Celaena off, you know, she would be safe, and then he's trying to figure out a way to make the prince safe, and then he's gonna go run away back to his hometown. And then with Celaena and Rowan, she has just burnt out on her power for the first time and is like about to kill herself basically from the fire taking over. And so Rowan helps her and like gets her in a bath and everything, and then he sees the scars from her being whipped in Endover. He has now gone like full protective male. He's making her stay in his room, and it's really cute. I love a protective male in books. A little bit in real life, but mostly in books. So yeah, the only thing though is that, I mean, it happened a long time ago, but he was mated. So I don't know if they are true mates or if they just learn to love each other. I don't know. I don't know how this is going to play out because he already had his mate and she died. And also, how do you get over that? I think that's everything to update you on my thoughts. I'm going to get back into this. I'm very excited.
Okay guys, I have finished Heir of Fire. I don't even know where to begin with how this book ended. It was so intense. Okay, so definitely 5 out of 5 stars. This is definitely my favorite book in the series so far. I loved this book. I was so obsessed with it. I cannot wait to see what happens next. I can't wait for more Manon content. And just absolute perfection. The way that it ends, I guess we'll just kind of talk about each track. So with Manon, she has become wing leader. She's on her way to, I think it's Marath, and you know, they're like preparing for a battle. I absolutely loved her plot line, her point of view, everything. I love her. I am obsessed with her. I just this whole time I've had this feeling in my gut that I am going to be completely obsessed with her, and was so happy to not be let down. Thank God. Then we have kind of just like clumped together Dorian, Kale, and Aiden. So with Aiden, he has kind of like sacrificed himself for the group as a traitor to the king, because he like calls them all in and is like, I'm gonna start killing people unless you tell me what's going on. So Aiden gives himself up and is just like, I'm loyal to my queen, she's gonna splatter you on these walls, everything. And it's such a brave thing to do, because he's like, it would hurt her more to find out that Kale died, because Kale was about to give himself up, because she hasn't seen me in so long. So like if I died before seeing her again, it would hurt less. So he gives himself up, but instead of the king killing him right away, he has sent him to the dungeons for a couple months, because he knows that if Aelin catches wind of his execution, she's going to come and try to save him, and then hopefully he can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Then we have Kale. Well, I guess then we have Dorian. So Dorian's girlfriend, the healer, the king's like, let's talk about the real traitor. It's her. She's been sending messages out to her friends and selling us all out. She's just like, yep, sure did. And king cuts her head off. Dorian loses it. Kale loses it and is like, I am also on this queen's side. You are not the king, the real king. There's only one king in this room and he's not sitting on the throne. It is this man right here. Just, loved it. King's like, you know, grab him up. He's like, F that. He gets shot with an arrow, and as another arrow is about to like kill him, Dorian snaps, uses his magic to stop it, and is like, get the hell out of here, Kale. I'll, you know, hold him off for as long as I can, get out of this castle and run away. So Kale has taken off. Dorian has sacrificed himself. The king put a collar around him like those creatures. So I don't know what is going to happen to Dorian. I have no idea. I'm very nervous for him. Hopefully he can be saved. But Kale has now run off with Ren. They are trying to make it to Aelin in some capacity. I don't know if they are going into just hiding for a while, if they're going to Terrasen, if they're going to go to, what is it, Wendland, I think is how you say it. I don't know, but they're out of there. And then we have Selena / Aelin, who is on her way back to Rifthold because she has figured out where one of the word keys is, and she thinks that Arabin, her old master, that he still has it, because there's no way that she would have survived being in that river if it would have fallen off of her. So she thinks he has it. So her and Rowan are together. She has freed him. He's on her side now, and like swore a blood oath to her and everything. And they are friends. That is it for now. And that's okay. I think it takes a while before anything happens with them. I'm okay with that. Love to see growth. But you can tell that there's definitely something there. Like, they definitely care for each other a lot. So, a lot is going on. This book was so excellent. I don't know. Like, I always kind of envisioned that Manon was on their side. I don't know if she is going to end up, like, fully being on their side as an actual ally, or if she just, like, goes against what's going on in, like, her own separate way, but never, like, meets them. I don't know. I kind of feel like in the last book, all characters are represented, but I don't know. It's, this book was just so intense, so many times that I was crying. This book was so deep, and to learn Selena's full background history, at least when it came to her as a child, that was intense. The slaves in Endover and Calcula, they're all dead. I don't know if I mentioned that this morning, but yikes. Just a lot of emotions with this book. It was very deep, very dark, and I ate it up. It was amazing. It's my favorite book. Ugh. Like, I don't know how these next books are going to top it, but yeah. I will be reading this month, in just a couple weeks, The Assassin's Blade, and I heard that that book makes people bawl their eyes out, that it is like the saddest book in the series. I don't know if I'm ready for that, but I am. The series is excellent. It is excellent. So far though, in terms of like romance, a lot of people say, let me start over. A lot of people say that Throne of Glass is superior to A Court of Thorns and Roses. And I'll say romance-wise, at least so far, Court of Thorns and Roses has it in the bag. However, in terms of like plot and action and just like badassery, especially female badassery, Throne of Glass has it in the pocket. I don't know how my feelings are going to be once I finish it, but I just don't see how this series, especially when it was like very YA. I mean, now Selena is 19, so it may get more adult as the series goes on, but like the series has always been very YA, whereas Court of Thorns and Roses we all know was supposed to be adult, but they didn't think that people would grab it because they read Throne of Glass, so they marketed it as YA, even though it's most definitely not after book 1. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say. I loved this series. I loved it so freaking much. It's so good. It has so many amazing lines. I had such a good time highlighting this. I need to like transfer all of my tabs over, but so good. So good. But alright guys, I think that's everything I have to say in this vlog. If you guys have anything that you want to discuss that I didn't mention, feel free to leave it down in the comments below. I always read all my comments and try to reply anytime I have something to reply. So if there's something you want to discuss or something that you want to get my thoughts on, let me know down below. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this video, to please give it a thumbs up. Keep reading, stay safe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys!